All right, so we got a new article from Politico here that I want to share with you guys, and then I'll play a little video for you of Bernie and AOC doing a union rally with Chris Smalls, doing an Amazon labor union rally. Now, by the way, let me say up front, we had been very critical of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for trying to hop in front of the Amazon union parade when, according to Chris Smalls, she abandoned them. She left them high and dry when it mattered for that first race. Now, again, my guess is you had the established unions tell her, look, this union is a joke. It's not going to go anywhere. Don't associate yourself with them. They're going to lose miserably, and you don't want to get blamed for that. You don't want your name attached to that. That's my guess. It's what happened behind the scenes. I'm just guessing. I have no idea if that's actually what happened. But ever since Chris Smalls won, well, now he's being taken more seriously. Now, how do I respond to that? I think it is wonderful. So the fact that the beef between Chris Smalls and AOC was squashed is a beautiful thing. Because all we were asking for, all Crystal Ball was asking for, who originally got to the back and forth with AOC, was like, hey, just show up next time. Like, just actually show up and try to help. And then you'll get full credit. You know what? Now she showed up and tried to help. Full credit. And by the way, anybody who's not willing to now give credit is being a total hack. Because you can't say, oh, why didn't you show up? Like, I'm going to criticize you for that. And then when she shows up, go, oh, why'd you show up? Now I'm going to criticize you for that. No. Then it becomes non-falsifiable because you're going to criticize her no matter what she does. So you have to be honest. And you have to say, look, if my criticism is, I want you to show up, so just show up and then you'll get credit, then when you show up, I'm going to give you fucking credit. Because I'm honest. I'm not a hack working backwards from my conclusion of like, AOC's got to be bad because AOC bad. No, when she does bad things, I will say, that is bad. And then when she does good things, I will say, that is good. So this is an instance of AOC doing something good. Bernie Sanders doing something good. I wish they were there for the original portion of it, for the first race. They weren't. We can criticize for that. But now they're here for the fight now, and that's all we can ask for. We don't have a fucking time machine to go back to make them go to those previous rallies and union drives. But if they're showing up now, full credit now. Full credit. So good on her for hearing the criticism, reacting appropriately. Good on her for reaching out to Chris Smalls after previously she didn't act in the best way. And so full credit. So Bernie Sanders is now pressuring Biden on Amazon unions. Quote, the time for talk is over. While Senator Bernie Sanders' Amazon antagonism is no surprise, his squeeze on Biden signals a new phase of his pro-union strategy. Bernie Sanders says Joe Biden, the most pro-union president he's ever seen, at least rhetorically speaking, now he's leaning on his 2020 primary rival to match those words with action. The Vermont senator sent Biden a Tuesday letter obtained by Politico asking the president to cut off federal contracts to Amazon until the massive company stops what he calls its illegal anti-union activity. As the Senate Budget Committee chair, Sanders will also hold a hearing next week dedicated to calculating how many federal contracts go to companies that are fighting back against unionization efforts with a focus on Amazon. While Sanders' Amazon antagonism is no surprise, his squeeze on Biden for action against the company signals a new phase of his pro-union strategy. He's urging Biden to create a new executive order that prevents companies that violate labor laws from being eligible for government contracts. Asked if Biden had fallen short in his union support thus far as president, Sanders said bluntly in an interview, quote, yes, he has. Gangster and accurate. Quote, President Biden has talked more about his support for unions than any president I can remember. That's good. But the time for talk is over. Workers need action. Now, Sanders said, what Biden talked about during the campaign is that if a large corporation engages in illegal anti-union activity, they will not be eligible for federal contracts. Well, Amazon is engaged in illegal anti-union activity. Boom. He's holding him to his campaign promise. Biden's stated goal of becoming the most pro-union president has had mixed success. The Senate has not passed the Protecting the Right to Organize Act, that's the PRO Act, that would enable more workers to form a union, but the union allies who helped win Biden the office say they have no buyer's remorse, pointing to oft unilateral actions such as appointing union-friendly nominees to the National Labor Relations Board. By the way, this is probably one of the best things Biden's done. It definitely cracks the top 3 or top 5. That the NLRB is actually pro-union. Under Trump, they're not pro-union, so they try to basically cockblock any attempt to unionize. Now, you have a pro-union NLRB, and so they're willing to go after employers when they violate labor law. So, and this was one of the main reasons, Crystal, for example, brought this up as like the main reason why she can stomach the lesser evil of Joe Biden over Donald Trump, is like she cares about unions, she cares about the NLRB. The NLRB candidates are just way better, and so she's like, yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. This is why I support this guy. Pushing for policies that would ensure federally funded projects to go to contractors with unionized workforces and creating a task force to promote unionization in the public and private sectors. he also did a couple pro-America executive orders where, you got to buy more from America as opposed to other countries if it's for the federal government. Now, I don't remember the specifics of that. I think it was more window dressing than anything else, just like Trump. Trump did the Buy America Week, and, they keep saying, like, we're going to sign this executive order that everything the federal government has needs to be made in America. And then Trump didn't sign that. Biden, to this point, has not signed that, I don't think. But he has done more window dressing, some more Buy America executive orders that are just sort of nips around the edges. Again, if he's really serious about this, he should sign the executive order where everything the federal government buys comes from the U.S., because that also will spur more, industrialization here in the U.S. and more jobs here in the U.S. and because we'll be buying products from the U.S. and the federal government is a huge buyer of goods. Okay, so this article goes on. You get the gist of it. So is this good? This is wonderful. This is Bernie pressuring Biden on unions. Now the question is there going to be a bite with that bark? Well, Bernie's kind of limited in what actions he could take to try to force Biden's hand on this, but for him to publicly put pressure on him is definitely a positive thing. But if there should be some meeting where Bernie's like, look, man, I like you, but if you don't sign certain executive orders that help American workers, then maybe I'll block whatever legislation you have coming next, and you won't get anything else through. So I want to help you, but help me to help you. That would be a real, strongman move to make, and this is what I've argued the squad should do for a while, and there should be like a dozen Tea Party left Democrats who are like, we'll just block everything unless you legalize marijuana with the stroke of a pen through an executive order. We'll just block everything unless you eliminate all student loan debt. So you could sort of force his hand. This is Bernie starting to put pressure on Biden, but, unless there's some sort of consequences associated with it, I don't know how far it'll go. But either way, I like that he's doing it. Now let's go to, this is Bernie tweeted a video. I say to Jeff Bezos, when you are out on your $500 million yacht, I want you to think about the workers in Staten Island and all over the country. They don't want to be exploited. They want decent wages, decent benefits, and dignity on the job. So let's watch some of this here. There's Chris Smalls.
Which is owned by one of the wealthiest guys in the world.
Yeah.
He wants more money.
Yeah. I mean, listen, greed is a thing in America.
You got it. I want you to know that what you did is extraordinary.
True.
You are taking on one of the wealthiest guys in America, worth $170 billion, and you beat them.
You did something monumental, historical. It's been a whirlwind for us. Now we got everybody from all over the world pretty much reaching out to us. I know my phone hasn't stopped buzzing.
I say to Jeff Bezos, who owns a $500 million yacht, Jeff, when you're out on your yacht, I want you to think about the workers in Staten Island and your employees all over this country. They don't want to be exploited.
A few weeks ago in my department, there was an older woman, she fainted, which happens very frequently because people are afraid to drink water because they can't go to the bathroom for fear of losing their job.
Wow.
What we need Amazon to do first and foremost is to recognize the union that won their election fair and square.
Hello, Mr. Sanders. Are you interested in the union? Give some thought to it. The truth is, when workers organize, wages and benefits usually go on.
True.
To his credit, Biden has talked more about unions than any other president in my lifetime. But talk is not enough. What he has got to do is start inviting these guys to the White House. He's got to invite the Starbucks workers to the White House.
Yep.
Take pride, support them. Say you are behind these guys. You're going to do everything you can. This is a great idea. Don't be neutral about it. Now, when you're worth $170 billion, as Bezos is, when you got a corporation that is making huge profits, you know what? You can pay your workers good wages, you can provide good benefits, and you can have decent working conditions. It is just amazing to me that they spent millions of dollars to try to prevent you from getting decent wages.
Jeff Bezos, your time is coming, brother. Your time is coming, you hear me? The people have spoken, and it's time for us to whoop that ass. And that
Oh, that was great. I love it, man. I love it all. Good stuff. Let's keep it going. Hopefully they win the next election. Don't know how that looks on the ground. Don't know if they're going to, but I'd love it if they win that next election. Let's keep the Starbucks union rolling. Let's keep the Amazon union rolling. 394,000 views. Not too bad. I think Twitter juices their numbers a little bit, though. But even if it's just, whatever, 150, it's still a good number of views. So anyway, love it. Good stuff. Keep the pressure up. And for the love of God, Joe Biden, do a little more than talk, please. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.